I'm usually oozing bourbon, so I'm surprised I still get bit. Not all the time, just not all the time. We do have still some thunderstorms active on radar. They have been trending away, though, from our viewing area. Still ongoing from the river parishes down the bayou. Some very heavy rainfall, but the greatest threat are the strong winds. Estimates of 60 to 70 mile per hour straight line winds. In fact, within a lot of the thunderstorms, that has been the main issue, and thankfully we have not seen more widespread damage from these thunderstorms. A lot of lightning. Again, you'll note the trend, though, is pushing them down toward Morgan City. So Morgan City, you've been dry so far, but it is heading your way. Down along the coastline, still active thunderstorms, but all again trending away. Also, we've been fairly quiet on the North Shore. We do have times, Florida parishes and elsewhere on the North Shore, some pop-up showers and thunderstorms, but these don't last for very long. You find a few isolated showers here and there, such as around Slidell. Those are moving offshore, so around the Eden Isles area still ongoing with some thunderstorm activity, but this entire cluster is now moving away, and in fact, that may be more of a focus for storms over the rest of the evening and night, a little bit more to our west. That has been the trend from our computer models to maybe more the Atchafalaya Basin and Baton Rouge, and the Storm Prediction Center has placed that area under what we call the watching for a watch, highlighting an area for the potential of a watch if these storms to continue propagate or develop in that area. A watch may be issued later on this evening. For us, though, the main concern may still ongoing through the rest of the night will be for the strong winds south of the lake and even in the south of the lake and in the lake and offshore waters. Wind advisory on land, 20 to 30 mile per hour winds, gusting even higher, and then a gale warning in effect for the lakes and offshore. Within these thunderstorms, as they move away, we call a wake low is developing, basically strong winds, and the winds have been picking up, starting to settle a little bit as those winds or as those storms push away. But earlier, with the initial thunderstorm activity, we had seen winds gusting up to 40 miles an hour. We're going to see this flood watch remain in effect through the evening until 7 o'clock. With most of the rainfall moving on, we're not going to see any additional rainfall, but still some areas of standing water may lead to some flooding issues. Two areas that we're watching, both optimistic for us in the tropics. We have Tropical Storm BRET with winds of 45 miles an hour and still just Invest 93. Even though the Hurricane Center has increased the chance for development, you'll note on satellite doesn't really look like much of anything. BRET a little bit more impressive, and over the last couple of hours we've started to see the thunderstorm activity developing closer to the center. Now, in the near future, we will start to see the mid and upper level winds begin increasing, meaning stronger wind shear. It may not be enough to prevent BRET from further strengthening, but it will at least prevent it from rapidly intensifying. And that's why the Hurricane Center's forecast maintain it as a tropical storm. Then notice what happens. This is only the day 4 forecast. Storm predictions, or excuse me, the National Hurricane Center goes out 5 days. So what happened to the 5th day, Sunday? The expectation is that the storm will have dissipated by that time. Model guidance is pretty much locked on with the storm continuing to the west into the Caribbean and into a very hostile environment. The Euro has been the more reliable of those models, indicating some gradual strengthening as it approaches the islands, and then once into the Caribbean, we will likely start to see the structure of the storm weaken and become more of just an open trough. The Invest 93 that we had also been watching, beyond it, it looks like that one is going to stay away from land and begin to turn out into the open Atlantic water. So no threats from the tropics, and our severe weather is starting to wind down. Scattered showers and thunderstorms in the forecast, but no mention of severe threat from the Storm Prediction Center for tomorrow. Daily rain chances, but then the heat builds back in as we head into early next week.